improve the quality of education of our students so that the graduates that will be churning out, will be employed.
All the activity that is going on here, projects, salaries and everything, we are taking it from the IGR.
I want to appreciate the Ogun State government for what they are doing. They are doing their best.
The Gateway ICT Polytechnic, Shak-Bade, formally commissioned on the 22nd of June 2006, occupies a total land area of about 53 hectares, situated within Ishara, Ikbara and Ode, from where the name Shak-Bade was coined. Over the years, this citadel of learning has witnessed transforming growth in all areas under the leadership of the rector, Dr. Isaiah Oyeyinka. This fact attests to the current ranking of the school, which places it among the best polytechnics in Nigeria. In an exclusive interview with the rector, Gateway ICT Polytechnic, Shak-Bade, Dr. Isaiah Oyeyinka says the operational objectives and goal of the Polytechnic is irrespective of the course of study. He says every student ends up with a professional ICT certification in addition to either the National Diploma ND or the Higher National Diploma HND. He speaks on the school's admission process, which is currently ongoing, and how it has become the preferred choice of destination for students.
We run our session from September to July every year. It's very constant. But this year the COVID-19 saga has pushed it to this November. Our admission process is very straight out, very good. We usually allow applicants to log into our portal, fill in the details, and thereafter we invite them for screening. Our screening is very tough, both computer-based screening and oral screening. And thereafter we give them admission, they register, and they start lectures. And it's very easy for the students, for any applicant to get admission to the institution. So far you are qualified and you write JAMB if you are an ND applicant, or you have a minimum of lower credit if you are HND applicant. You can apply for full-time or part-time program. If the part-time program is available, we have a few part-time programs also.
For this set of new students, they speak on what informed their decision to be schooled in this citadel of learning.
I love the school. Firstly, my intention was to go to university. But the thing is, one of the ex-students of this school told me about the school that they are very, very good and the lecturers do teach well. So that was why I was like, let me give it a trial. And I came and I saw it and I believed it. It was the same thing they said.
Everything about this place is cool, the environment. There is no form of maybe they don't fight. Everything about this place is just so cool.
The rector assures parents and guardians of adequate security of their words within and around the campus. He says measures have been put in place to ensure that students are exemplary both in learning and in character.
Yes, one thing I want to say is this, that the children, their words are in safe hands. We've put in place a lot of measures to make the school to run properly as a good school. In fact, I made bold to say that we don't run this place as a public school. When it comes to safety and discipline, we run it as a a private school, and you will observe that we will put a lot of things into place. Let me tell you, for example, when you come into the campus, you will see that most of the students that will meet you on the way will greet you, because we have inculcated that one into them. If it's an offense for you to meet a lecturer or an elderly person on the way and not to greet them, then so we have inculcated discipline to the life of the students and the lecturers. So, and all the staff, we always tell them that the students are human beings. Just what the difference between a lecturer and a student is their age. And most of the students carry a greater future than even their lecturers. So the student must be treated well, and they must be guided as future leaders. And that's what we do. And so that's on campus. But outside the campus, we have a community relationship that enable that the students exist very well and properly within the community, and they are being monitored. We work with the community, we work with the law enforcement agencies, the security within the town, and we want them not to do to work in the night, late in the night, and a lot of things we do to secure and to guide the students.
Well, as the CSO, you study your facility first. You study everywhere that you are working, you must study the facility. So the surroundings are okay. And every morning, in the night, we make sure we move around. And would anybody want to come from far away, we intercept that person immediately by special grace of God.
Dr. Oyeyinka says the institution is not resting on its oars, following the number of programs accredited by the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE. He adds that the programs currently run by the school has placed students in vantage positions when they graduate.
Programs on campus, about 30 of them are fully accredited by the National Board for Technical Education, and they are on both JAMB and NYSC list. So the National Diploma programs were accredited by National Board for Technical Education and JAMB, yes. Then the HND also were accredited by National Board for Technical Education, and it's on NYSC list. Our graduates are always among the first in the year to go and serve. So when camp is opening now, these ones that are finishing their exams are going for NYSC. So our programs are very regular, and all our programs are accredited. And in the next few months, maybe in January, we're going to have we are going to call the NBT to come and do resource inspection for us to launch new program, and some of the ones that are due also that will be due next year, we'll call them to come and accredit. We are up to date.
One of the visions of this polytechnic is that we want to compete favorably. We want to compete favorably with all the polytechnics in the world, and don't forget, we want to be the best in Ogun State. So we have to ensure that the planning of academic activities are done, and we have to benchmark ourselves with top leading polytechnics in the world. And that is why the core of the academic activities is hinged upon the academic unit, academic planning unit. And we have to ensure that we have to do our best, utmost best, to ensure a stable academic calendar. And we have to impact, we have to encourage lecturers to do their best, because our product is the students. Once we get good products, then the name of the polytechnic goes into the market, and we have a good ranking amongst all the polytechnics. If you check the ranking 2-3 years ago, Ketu Polytechnic Shakpa ranks amongst the 4 ICT polytechnics. We are the best, and very soon all those first generation polytechnics should watch it. We are coming.
The first one is that we monitor our academic staff, that is our lecturers. We monitor their development. How do they go to conferences? Do they write journals? Do they, do they keep abreast of what is happening in the country? Okay, so we monitor that, and we also organize conferences, so that sometimes they are so busy to go outside, so we organize in-house conferences to keep them abreast of what is happening in the economy. The second one is that we monitor the instructional materials, the textbooks. Are they recent, so that somebody will not go and bring a textbook of 20 years ago? So many things have changed. So we want to monitor these instructional materials and see that they are up to date. And these are the things that we want to use to teach our students. The third one is that we want to monitor the environment of where these students learn. If you are not in a sane and clean environment, we say that even cleanliness is next to godliness. Okay, so we want to improve on the environment, and as you can see all around, the environment has greatly improved. The environment is beautiful, and then the management now went ahead to inaugurate GAPOSA ECO. In the last matriculation ceremony, the management inaugurated GAPOSA ECO. What do? That GAPOSA ECO consists of members of staff and students of the Gateway ICT Polytechnic, and what they do is that they have this statutory responsibility of cleaning the environment, of keeping the environment clean. So we have so many offenses that we categorize as the environmental and traffic offenses. Everything that we negate, that will not allow us to achieve these things that we want to, this quality of education that we want to achieve, constitutes the environmental and traffic offenses. It includes the honking of cars in the school compound, littering the school campus, crossing of lawns, so many things that will make our campus also look beautiful like those private institutions.
Speaking further, the rector gives an insight on the new programs the school is set to embark upon.
Yes, what we are doing on campus here is I always, on a lighter mode, I always call it financial engineering. Because when I came in, the infrastructure are very poor. There are no students. I desire to bring in more students, but I can't bring in more students unless I build more infrastructure. And I don't have any other source of income than the IGR, the money my students pay. So it's a kind of balancing. You have to balance between maintaining staff welfare, between running the school, increasing the infrastructure, increasing the number of students, increasing the number of programs. So it's a very delicate balance you have to maintain. And God has helped us that we are able to maintain that balance well. So we're always going ahead. You will see some of the buildings coming up down the road are classrooms, computer laboratories, workshops for engineering and science students. So we always project ahead. So for the new programs that we are going to mount in January or February, when the MBT comes, the resources for it are already being put in place. And not only that, when you build a workshop, you have to equip it. And those equipment, science laboratory equipment and workshop equipment are very costly. So we are doing a kind of balancing from the mega resources, but we are also being prudent, very prudent with the resources at our hand. And that's why we are making the little progress you can see on campus.
The rector says the vision of the Polytechnic is to be one of the best in Africa and around the world, especially in the area of academic excellence and skills acquisition. Dr. Oyeyinka says the automotive workshop commissioned by the Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, has been equipped and has witnessed tremendous successes with students undergoing practical session.
Yes, when His Excellency came here, in fact, he was happy with us and he really encouraged us with what he said. And we have, since then, we have improved that place a lot and we have equipped that place a lot. In fact, I want you to get there. We have just taken delivery of some mechanical equipment again, apart from the ones that were there. There are new ones that we are installing presently. They just dropped it yesterday. So we are really equipping that place because the governor gave us his vision and said that they really want us to concentrate on engineering, mechanical, electrical, and other engineering. That's the way the nation should go. That's where the state should go. And we have keen to its vision, and we are pursuing seriously. We are really pursuing that. So we are investing on engineering a lot. I've just said we are mounting renewable energy engineering. The mechanical engineering is already on, and we are even trying to do some commercialization so that the students can see practical work going on. So you may bring your car in there for service, for minimal repair. All the equipments are there.
2020, no doubt, has been an amazing year. Dr. Oyeyinka speaks on how the school adjusted with the tide during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, when in March that the whole thing started, we have to quickly adjust our teaching method, and we went online. We have a portal, a college portal, and we run some online program, learning program there, but which we didn't use earlier. Like we have a program called Moodle. That's where the students do their exams, do all things they do. We also have this Cisco platform where they do online lectures. So when this thing now come up, we have to combine those resources we have before with new resources. So we use things like Google Classroom, some social media platform also, and we kept the students on their throughout the period of the lockdown. They were having their lectures online. So when they came back, we just did the future for them. They finished the second semester exam by now. On Friday, they finished the second semester exam because most of the lectures, they've had it online. And when they came, we did revision and practicals for practical-based courses for them.
He sheds light on some of the contributions of the institution during the pandemic and what the school is set to do in terms of innovation.
Yes, patenting is not something you do overnight. You have to do it and test it and retest it and ensure that it will do the work. For the COVID-19, we don't believe in reinventing the wheel. Somebody has done automatic hand wash and water dispenser. Why should I reinvent it? What we did here was to try to do some mobile dispensers. You will see some of them at the gate. I think they are there. So we also try to reproduce some of these mechanical hand wash machine. So we've done that. But beyond COVID, we are trying to do a lot of things that are novel. For example, I asked my staff and students to work on an automated automated lawn machine that can be controlled through remote control instead of a man pushing it about. Then I also asked them to start working. They are working on motorized vacuum street cleaner that can vacuum all the, my cleaners, they work a lot on the road and walkway. Can't I put a machine there that will do the work of the cleaner and do it better? So that's what we are working on. But as I said, patenting is the last in that process. So let's even see the product and let's see that it works, and let's test it for some time and see that. So we will soon bring out things like that.
And leaving by its name in terms of information and communication technology, he says the Polytechnic has recorded tremendous breakthroughs since the establishment of the App Development Center and other system software. He speaks in some of the successes recorded thus far.
Everything we do about ICT on campus, we do it ourselves. We don't spend kobo on. So all the programs that run, the software that run on campus are written by my students and my staff, and there are so many. For example, our exam is 100% perfect, if I can use that word, because they see the biometric that we use on a pad like this, a pad that is fingerprint based, is totally written and patented here. So, and before we started that, you will see somebody from other schools around coming to write exam for students. We catch them, start running around. But we started that, for example, the impersonation reduced to 0 immediately, because there's no way you will enter exam. This thing, the pad or the laptop will be at the entrance of the exam. Just with your fingerprint, it will bring out your details, comes in. That's totally our product. A lot of them like that. Our portal is very perfect. You don't need to blow your horn, but I say it's about the most perfect around here. It's seamless. You won't see my student, you won't see queue anywhere on campus that they want to register. School have just resumed, you won't see queue anywhere, because everything we do is online on the portal.
Dr. Oyeyinke has been described as Mr. Projects. He speaks on how he has been able to achieve great success in terms of infrastructure and a conducive learning environment.
I've started by telling you that I always jokingly say that we are doing some financial engineering here. But beyond that, it's an open secret. We know that the government has too many engineering institutions. It's not too many, but so many, because we need more. You know, Ogun State is the bedrock of education in Nigeria. Can't do less. So I so much appreciate the Ogun State government for what they are doing. They are doing their best. Imagine some states have only one state polytechnic. We have 5. We are trying to establish the 6th one. Are you following? We have how many universities? Is it 2? We are trying to establish the 3rd one. Don't forget, we have College of Education. We have College of Health Technology. Then you begin to think of School of Nursing. How many? There are so many higher institutions in the state, and it has given us edge.
All the activity that is going on here, projects, salaries and everything, we are taking it from the IGR. Why the monthly subvention come from the government? It's little, as a lower percentage. All the leakages have been blocked, and the money go through directly to the account of the polytechnics. So we'll be able to take that money from that purse directly and do whatever you want to do. Because if there's a leakages, the money cannot be accumulated and it cannot be achieved for what we have. That's the basis. And everything here is transparency. So if there's no transparency, if there's a transparency in whatever you want to do, people can achieve. And that integrity is also part of it. If you don't have integrity, you cannot achieve. And even director, let's say director, or part all the management also. If director, particularly rector's integrity is protected, so we make everything easier for us.
I can say that there is a good relationship between the management, the students, and the entire community, because there is always a seamless relationship. The relationship has been cordial for many years, and the present administration has maintained the relationship up to this level. Anytime there is something going on in the community, the school management is always involved. And anytime we are having any program here, traditional rulers from the community, they come to support, which shows that there is a seamless relationship between the community and this institution.
For students, they say there is no disruption in the school's academic calendar. They urge parents to bring their wards to campus, as there are no issues of cultism.
Even my friend, they are even coming after my program. The reason is just very simple. The program is very fast. 1, 2, the school is very conducive, whereby you can be able to receive lecture within 2 to 3 hours. And the movement of one place to another is very easy. We have a very good road, whereby we can just put within a day, your clothes will still be neat. And the environment, maybe the environment within the school, they are very good.
It is okay, because no external person that in terms of causing any riots in the school, or no riot group can come in and cause anything in the school. So the quality they are even trying.
No doubt the aesthetics of Gateway ICT Polytechnic is breathtaking. The Polytechnic has had the good fortune of getting full accreditation of the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) for over 30 ND and HND programs. The Polytechnic is an accredited academy of Cisco International. The school trains and awards professional certificate in CCNA and IT Essentials on the license of Cisco. This move has afforded graduates go out with 2 certificates, ND HND and Cisco Professional Certificate.
Well, I feel happy. I'm happy and excited. At least I'm done with my national diploma program. All thanks to God. The environment is, I would say it's a friendly environment, and the lecturers, they teach that in the lecture the students in a friendly manner, like parents to children. The way the lecturers, I think that's the best thing for us to grab what they are doing. At least making the atmosphere free, making the atmosphere friendly would facilitate more learning.
So the man is 100% committed to education, and by the time he spends his tenure, you will see what will happen in Ogun State. We are leaders in education, and I think we are going further. We are leaving people behind. We are leaving that state behind under this great man.
With a mission to promote ICT as an instrument of mass education, provide ICT-driven quality education, and to empower individuals to be competent and reasonable citizens who value education as a lifelong process, Gateway ICT Polytechnic, Shakbade, is definitely the right place to be.